Yeah, my dad, I'm the middle child. I have an older brother, older sister, so my dad, to me, he was more of like an inspiration. Um, really didn't understand, I guess, what he did when it came to being a fireman, because I grew up with it. He started a year before I was born, so he did it for 40 years. So my whole life he was a fireman. So I really didn't know exactly what he did until this happened back in November, to really put in perspective, how well liked he was in the community and what he did with the community. So he was just one of those guys that never asked for any type of reward, never asked for a pat on the back. He was very low key, very quiet, just went about his business, did his thing, and never asked for anything in return. He volunteered as a fireman. So like I said, I just always thought that it was just something he did every day. So
When that fire whistle blew, he was out the door every time.
yeah, very committed. That's the type of guy he was, though. He put 40 years in as a fireman, 40 years in at the factory that he worked at. So like when he became committed, he was committed to it. But yeah, he just very soft-spoken, easygoing guy that just liked to help everybody out, including us kids and the grandkids and neighbors, friends, and everybody in the whole community.
It was amazing the tribute that came about after he passed with all the support from the community and the fire trucks from around the state, and it was amazing. You think to yourself, when I die, that won't happen for me. And it kind of opens your eyes about your own life and how you could lead a different life, a better life.
Yep.
And you have so much more respect for everyone that does that every day.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it really, really puts in perspective, like, there's so many people out there trying to achieve great things and trying to do great things, climb the corporate ladder. And here this guy worked at a simple factory, was a volunteer fireman, and then to see all these people show up, people that had known him from, hey, your dad was at my house when it was on fire that one night, or your dad helped me out when I wrecked my car the one day. So, seeing that, just a simple guy that he wasn't anything, he wasn't a CEO, he wasn't a doctor, he was just a simple guy touching lives like that, and then seeing all of them come together, it was impressive. Like, you don't see that, as a kid growing up, you don't see that. Even, when I was in college and I'm trying to like move up and do my own life, and, it was amazing, to see somebody so simple and just so happy with the way he was, that he touched all those lives.
He was always there. We've moved 14 times in the past 15 years.
15 years.
And every move, he was right along with us, hauling boxes. And, he was just, you knew you could count on him. He was that guy.
Yeah, he never told you no. Like I was talking with him out there, he would get a call, he would get a fire call at 3 a.m, go to that, go straight to work 10 hours, come home. If one of us kids needed him, he'd be right there with us. Sporting events, football games, until 10 o'clock at night. He'd go back to bed, get up and do it all over again. He never made it seem like it was a big deal, though. Like, and when I look back at, like, after this happened, I look back at it, and the only thing I can think of is, that's the kind of guy I want to be, I want to make sure I'm there for my kids like he was for us. Like she said, we traveled all over the country, and he was always there with us, helping us out. Whenever we needed him, we called him. And I think same thing with the community. Like, the community knew that, hey, we need somebody to do, to volunteer at the one, like a barbecue that the fireman was doing. They knew to call him, and he'd be there. And that's one thing that I want people to remember him for, and I think that's what the community does remember him for, is that no matter what, he was there. He would drop what he was doing and go help you out.
Yep.
Yeah, it really he really made me think that, like, with my business, I'm trying to move up. I'm trying to, I go 24 hours a day trying to just be the best that I can. But for him, it was like, take a step back and just, the simple things in life. And just, just the proud of it to, it's funny because I was telling my wife, I didn't know, like, when it happened, I didn't know whether to be sad. I was sad, but I was like, you know what, if I was to go, that's how I want to go. He was doing something he loved with the guys that he was close to.
Right.
I mean, he wasn't just wasting away somewhere. I mean, it was with the guys that he was close to. I mean, they're all there with him when he went into cardiac arrest. So, but, you can't really you can be sad for it, but you can be like, that's the way that he was remembered. He wasn't remembered by, going to visit him in a nursing home for 10 years. It was more like, he was out doing what he loved to do, and it just happened. So, yeah, it was, and then just seeing the procession line with all the fire trucks there, and, knowing that brotherhood, I mean, people were showing up from all over PA. And then it was Facebook. It was on the news in Pittsburgh. It was, you know, I had my bosses calling me saying, "Hey, is that your father?" And, you know, we're proud that, you know, what he did and everything else. It was amazing. I mean, my brother's out in California. He was seeing it on Facebook and on the internet and then on the news. So, I mean, my dad was a very simple man, so like he wouldn't like all this kind of attention to him. But in another sense, it's like, you know, thank you for, you know, this is us. That's them thanking him for what he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing. This whole thing this weekend has been amazing too. It's really like, yeah, even my grandparents are just, you know, they're very proud to have his name up there on that wall and everything. So yeah, it's finally nice to see some people that deserve to be in the spotlight rather than, you know, the celebrities. It was interesting on the way, the procession line, the one elementary school that we drove by, all the kids were out with the flags, and they interviewed the principal, and they said, "Well, why did you do that?" And the principal said, he's like, "I want the kids to see what a real hero looks like, not one that's on a cartoon or on TV." I mean, they lined up the whole street, every elementary school kid, every teacher. But that's what he said. He's like, I want these kids
the kids
respect and what a real hero looks like, not what they see on TV. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was just amazing. All the kids standing out there, and you know. But it's a truth. You know, these are the people that do what they do, and I mean, I give them all credit. I couldn't do it, you know, run into a burning house, but they can, you know, and it's awesome.